I'm Monica from Kalkine Media, and welcome to another edition of Executive Corner Expert Talks. Today, we are excited to bring your attention to Australasian Metals, a prospective mineral exploration company focusing on lithium, gold, and precious metals. They are also entering into the high-purity quartz market with their Dingo Hole Project in the Northern Territory. Joining us today to share insights and discuss these exciting developments is Dr. Quintao Zheng, the Managing Director of Australasian Metals Limited. Dr. Zheng has been unremittingly involved in lithium exploration and corporate transactions across Asia. Dr. Zheng, welcome to our show. We appreciate you being here and thank you for giving us a few minutes of your time this morning.
Thank you very much, Monica. Pleasure.
Well, I want to start off by congratulating on Australasian Metals' recent strategic move into the high-purity quartz market, Dr. Zheng. Could you tell us more on how acquiring the Dingo Hole project fits into your overall business strategy?
Australasian Metals Limited, we are a junior explorer, and I think the market gave us this opportunity to use shareholders' money to explore some serious big opportunities, and we have to be flexible. So in the last round, when the lithium boom was happening, we have framed a great opportunity in Mount Peak Lithium Project in Northern Territory, and we have drilled diamond holes into the well-defined target with the funding support from government. But unfortunately, so far we haven't made a breakthrough discovery yet. However, in that journey, we have found a lot of pegmatite. So as an economic geologist, I try to work out what's the benefit, is there any other potential economic benefit of this material? Then I start to read, actually, there's a high purity silica, high purity quartz space. The market demand is surging. And in the parallel, around end of last year, there are many Chinese groups through my networks came to Australia looking for high purity quartz. So that made me think, okay, this could be the time around 2016 for lithium. In the last boom for lithium, a lot of juniors made discoveries, have access to capitals, but this time it could be silica. So I started looking for silica projects. And to our east, not very far from Alice Spring, from our Mount Peak project, I noticed there is a project called Dingo Hole. And with the preliminary review on the historical data, it looks amazing. So we approach the window and it's that's not their core asset. So we strike a deal with them and bought it under option agreement.
Speaking of which, high purity quartz is known to be extremely valuable. Can you explain what makes it so sought after and what specifically makes the Dingo Hole project stand out?
That's a very good question. For silica, it's not rare at all. It's everywhere. You can see in a lot of hydrothermal veins, magmatic dikes, quartz is almost everywhere. However, for the high purity stuff, which they require you coming into a purity around 99.99 above, then that's rare. For example, if you want to achieve 99.99%, that's basically saying all the impurities, there's 50 above elements possibly exist, like in the natural world. Together, the impurity sum cannot be over 100 ppm. So it's very rare to have such pure stuff. And for the applications, for the pure quartz, it can tap into semiconductors, solar silica applications, special opticals like special lens, also telecommunication, all those things, even chips. So I think with the current AI move, everybody talking about AI, fundamentally, you need computer power, which is how much computing power you can have. The fundamental material is silica. And also for energy storage, which is battery, that's where our lithium strategy fit into that tab.
That's quite insightful, Dr. Zeng. It sounds like you have struck gold with the Dingo Hole Project.
Yeah, for
So
the Dingo Hole's promising future, so the existing study shows with minimum processing before the acid, is basically they took the sample from the outcrop, crush it into maybe 3 centimeters diameter, small pebbles, and they put into 20% acid for 4 hours, and then wash it with clean water, and then it come into, there's over 30 samples, over 99.94% without any serious processing. I think it's due to the geological unique feature. There's some interpretations about how Dingo Hole's high purity silica formed. They think there could be a sand, a white sand in the history of long history, in the geological history. And in that processes, because it goes through a lot of transportation, all those incompetent material like feldspar, mica, soft, they already been washed away. Another big thing, for the impurity, a lot of it is the inclusion, the small bubbles in the quartz. If you have some bubbles in your quartz, it will be almost impossible for you to upgrade that into a certain level, because you need to crush that tiny bubble to release the chemicals and then get rid of the chemicals. So that require a lot of energy for you to crush, like say 10 micron. It's not easy to do that. But for this material in Dingo Hole, it's naturally come from back like millions, tens million years ago. They're already white sand. It's a small bubble, the incompetent minerals already been washed away. And then through sedimentary processes, they become a rock again and lifted to the surface. So that's the unique feature, why we think Dingo Hole is very promising.
So as you did mention, this project has shown some promising historical results. Could you also delve into these findings and help us understand what they mean for your company specifically?
Just to go back to, in the natural world, there is a lot of hydrothermal on the magmatic quartz dikes. All those things, if they have high aluminum, titanium, and lithium, those elements are very hard to deal with when you're trying to get rid of them, because they are not magnetic. Basically, the magnetic separation won't take them out. They are not reacting with acid. So no matter how strong your acid trying to wash it, they just don't move. But for some reason, maybe for some of the geological reason, naturally, Dingo Hole has very low aluminum to start with. So the problem a lot of other players face, we don't have that, because naturally, it doesn't have high aluminum, titanium, and lithium. For example, some of the samples, even less than 1 ppm aluminum with just a simple acid wash and cleaning. So that's where I think is very promising for Dingo Hole's quartz.
Next, let's discuss what are the primary objectives for your upcoming exploration efforts at the Dingo Hole Project.
So next month, our geologist will go to the site with some outsourced consultant. One thing we want to work it out is this area is outcropping, the quartz is outcropping in the field. We can see it right beside the road. And it's not all the quartz are clean. So we want to work out through our mapping and geological work, investigation, we want to work out what's the difference, why some area the quartz is so clean, why some area the quartz is normal. But we want to define that boundary. That's one thing we want to target. Second thing is, because those things, outcropping is very straightforward for us to define a resource, because you can see, rather than the thing is buried in the ground, is stick out in the surface. So with our consultant, the outcome we want to have from that trip is to define an exploration target range, to give us an overall target range, talking about what the potential volume of our project. I mean, you can see it from the remote sensing imagery. It's white, and also there are small hills. So I would think it can be the process for us to define the results will be very straightforward. We'll come up with an exploration target range first.
On this note, let's understand the impact of AI. So, with the increasing use of artificial intelligence technology, how do you see the demand for high purity quartz evolving?
As I said, one of the high-end application for high pure silica is actually tapping into the chips, the telecommunication space. And with a lot of AI companies, they're doing really well. Fundamentally, the material they need is actually silica. So I think for that reason, if our material can be refined to the high end, they're talking about 595, which is 99.9995% silica. That material in the free market, they will be sold like in the $50,000 per ton scale. It's very valuable products. And the AI company, they are well funded. If we have the right material, I would think we'll find a really good buyer.
That's an interesting perspective, Dr. Zeng. The intersection of AI and high purity quartz is quite fascinating, I must say. Closing on our discussions, let's touch on your discussions with owners of downstream processing plants. What potential market opportunities are you exploring for the Dingo Hole project?
Yeah, one of the reasons I make this move is because I have a lot of inquiries from my connections in Southeast Asia, and they all ask me about this material. And I would think it would be very easy for us to find an offtake partner in this space. But most importantly, it's a journey for us to do the exploration, define results, and push the project into feasibility study and the development mine. But in this whole journey, I will keep my downstream players, downstream connections warmed up. And I mean, to start with, right now there are a lot of people. We announced this deal yesterday, and I already have inquiries to say, oh, can we do a sample test on your material? I said there's a long queue. If you want to become, if you want to test our samples, why not you become our shareholder first? So I encourage them to read as much as they can, understand our project and company better, and become our shareholder and buying from the market. Hopefully we can get more support from the market.
Thank you, Dr. Zeng, for your thoughtful responses and expertise. It's been a pleasure speaking with you.
Likewise, thank you very much, Monica.
That's Dr. Zeng, the MD of Australasian Metals Limited. And if you missed any part of this chat, you can catch the full interview on our YouTube channel at Kalkine Media. Do not forget to subscribe there. I'm Monica signing off now.